Hello YouTube, this is Gentux with a video about the Compaq Armada 3500. I made this video because I didn't find any videos about the Armada 3500, but I find this is it's a rather interesting device. Now, this notebook came around 1999, I would say. It features a 300 MHz Pentium processor. Let's have a look around the sides. At the front we have nothing except for these little holes. At the side we have a speaker, this old mono speaker here. And we continue, we have the PC card slots here with the two levers to remove. Then we've got power input. I don't have a power supply for it, unfortunately, but I don't care, as you can see in just a moment. We have a PS2 port at the back, infrared window, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have a parallel port, a serial port, a docking station port, a VGA port. Then we have microphone and headphone jacks, one of these each. And then we have a vent. We have USB diskette drive controller. I don't have the diskette drive for it, unfortunately. I don't care either. We'll see. We have volume rockers, which reminds me of those found on the Armada 1500 series. And, it's interesting because the top of it looks more like the E500 or the more modern metallic, and see wear on it. It's where the metal comes through and the coating has gone. Here also the coating has gone. Here at the front you can see where you handle it, where you have your fingers into it. You'll see more wear of it for sure. And at the edges, of course, where you put it in bags and remove it, and it certainly has been used a lot, this notebook. Here's the battery, in fact, and let's open it up so we can have a look inside. Yes, here and here. There we go. Okay, this is, I think, a 12-inch screen or 13, I'm not sure. We have the sticker for Pentium 2 processor. Every Pentium 2 processor is MMX, so it doesn't say MMX here, but everybody knows that's MMX. It's designed for Windows NT and 98. We have these 4 buttons, which were also typical for compact notebooks at this time. I had several when I made my apprenticeship. I had, in fact, like a dozen or even like 20 of those compact notebooks in my hands, and repaired them and upgraded them, gave them to employees. Here it says Compaq Armada 3500. We have the keyboard here, we have the track point. We have 2 black buttons. Usually at this time those buttons were blue. And you have no touchpad and nothing. Other series had the speakers right here in this, in this wave, but there's none. The sticker, which is on, I think this is on every notebook that a Compaq ever made. It's in German, in fact, because this is a Swiss notebook. Yes, where I got this from is there's a site called Ricardo. It's like eBay, but it's local in Switzerland. And yeah, it was really the ad was really not appealing to anyone. It said compact notebook defective without charger, starting price 1 franc. So I put this 1 franc on it, and I think I put the maximum bid on 10. So if anybody bids something below this 10 franc mark, then I would get it for the price higher than that. But I got it at last, it was 1 franc. I asked the seller if I could pick it up, because it was literally like 20 minutes away from here by train. So I thought, like, I prefer that I go and fetch it, other than, the problems with the post. I mean, we have they handling these things not very well, and I didn't know how we will pack it up. As we can see here, for example, these are loose already, you know. If you're handling this node with absolute care, then they will break more than they could if you will handle it carefully. The bottom, you will see, looks nice, even the rubber feet. There's no license sticker on it whatsoever for any version of Windows, not for Windows 95, 98, NT, ME, anything. In this sticker we will see the specs of it: Armada 3500, 6300, so this means Pentium 2, 6. 5 is Pentium, 6 Pentium 2, 300 megahertz. T stands for TFT, I would say. 6400 is the hard drive, I would say, because it has a 6.4 gig hard drive. 003, I don't know what the 3 stands. It has 192 megabytes of RAM, which is because 64 is on board and it has two 64 gig sticks, I would say, and so it comes to that. The battery I haven't shown you. In fact, you pull this up, pull this out. It's rather long. It sticks in until here. In fact, it's right long, and it has this indicator battery. And if I click on it, it has 4 or 5 bars. So when I got this, it was completely depleted. I charged it up. When I first charged it up, the thing that charged it got very, very hot and started making noises. I unplugged it, plugged it on later, and worked. So let's boot this up while I'm talking. So there it comes. It shows one. I don't know if this is an error message or if this is a version number, but it looks a little bit. It doesn't say anything about it, goes on, and it shows that and this bar and Windows XP. I mean, like, the people who use this computer, I don't know what they did with Windows XP. In my opinion, when this bar shows up before the Windows XP logo, your computer is too slow for Windows XP, sorry. I mean, there's like no modern computer which has Windows XP on it shows this bar. That's the NT loader. That's the one which you saw also on Windows 2000 and Windows NT4. That's the bar that comes up, and you know, the text bar. Normally it's so fast in Windows XP and later versions that you won't see it, but if your computer shows it, then you probably have the wrong version. It's just too slow. Now, on my phone, this screen looks very bad, you know. Oh yeah, here you see also it's very slow. It says that the system time, invalid system time, the time and the date. Come, focus this. Can I focus, please? Ah, yes. Invalid system time. The time and the date on this computer is invalid. Please set these in control panel to the correct time. It says in German. Welcome. And you can also see it's very slow to boot. 300 megahertz Pentium 2 with 192 megabytes of RAM is really not enough for Windows XP. Really not. I'm going to reinstall it with Windows 98, and I will install some old games on it, which I used to play when I was in school. It was really, really fun, you know, like Fatal Racing. I don't know, this was not really known. This was the integrated speaker, and very loud and full, I have to say, compared to what you hear on modern computers, especially on this was rather the small one. As you could have seen before, there's no drive at all on this computer. There's no floppy disk drive, no C drive. I have no power adapter. I mean, what could I do with it? So this picture now, it looks better on camera than it looks in real life, but some image enhancements are going on, I'm sure. I will, well, while this boots up, I can show you why I don't care about all these things, because I got another thing with it, which was attached when I got it. It's this. this is the front of it. We can see stereo speakers to compensate for this shit you heard just now. Sorry for that word. There's no other word for it. At the right side we find a CD-ROM drive. On the left side we find the lever to remove it actually from this thing, the notebook, and the floppy disk drive. On the back we have got some labeling and a power port and the button to in fact eject the ejector thing. So, and on the bottom we have this subwoofer type like thing and the Compaq label. Let me show it correctly. Yeah, there. So, with this attached, I've got the drives and I've got the power supply. And I find this a cool design. I mean, you leave this at home with all your drives and your power supply attached to, you know, you could now say yes, but if you have a monitor and then it wouldn't work, or mouse, keyboard. It's not really a docking station, but it is something, if you like we did when we had these types of computers, we would use their keyboard and mouse, no external monitor with it, because normally you can afford, well, these times the monitors were expensive, I mean. So you would then just take the notebook with you and leave the rest at home, why not? As you can see, it's still, after I've showed you the whole docking connector now, I pressed Alt F4, it came just up, but I mean, this is really odd. Have a look at the programs. The only program I could find which is still installed is this modem driver, which was installed in 2013, so not too long ago, so somebody must have used it until then. The antivirus software, on the other hand, was updated in 2006, so I don't know. It has Office on it, 2003. Adobe, I would say, is this. Print Me comes with Adobe. Yeah, Adobe Reader 6 was that, I would say, at top. Adobe Reader 6, yeah. So, yeah, really, the hard drive has like 2 partitions on it with, let's see here, Arbeitsplatz. My computer is that. For those who don't know German. Yeah, C drive, 4 gigs, and it's rather full. Free space is 1.24 gigs, sorry. D drive is 1.2 gigs, and that it's pretty much empty. It's just 2 folders, and these folders are like, yeah, there is this Adobe, yeah, the Adobe Reader 6 was installed on the, I don't know why, and there's nothing. Perhaps they had more on it, I don't know, and erased it before selling. It would be a wise idea. Now, the battery holds not bad. I mean, I tested this yesterday, and come on, no, I don't want to change the profile. Oh yeah. So we are on batteries. We have 40% left, and this translates to 55 minutes. So yeah, I would say around 2 hours you could get out of it using just none. And the battery was completely depleted before I charged it up with, in fact, this device, which gets very, very, you know, like alarmingly hot. Well, no, not alarmingly, but it gets hot and starts to do some noises, which I don't like too much, but that's what it is. After I unplugged and replugged it later, it worked okay, so I don't know if that's something to worry about. So, I think that's all I can say right now. I don't want to have XP on that because this notebook is clearly not made for XP. I saw on Compaq's, on HP's website, there is nothing at all. They removed all that legacy stuff from their website. But there was another site where I found legit SP, these sp.exe files, these SP and then some random numbers. I found those files, I looked into them, they seem legit. And I will burn a CD with all those drivers, and then I will install Windows 98 on it. I will install some games on it. And yeah, that's it. Now, the speakers on these, I will demonstrate when the speaker on these, on the slice on the docking station here. It's not really a docking station, it's really a slice. Enhancement bay, an ultra bay, no, not ultra bay, ultra bays, Lenovo called them. I remember when the X series, X40 and so on came, they were called ultra bays, so bays, from the basement. And so, yeah, sorry, the speakers I will demonstrate when I have really some sounds on it to show it off. As you perhaps may have noticed while booting up, the graphics drivers are not installed. This computer shows using the VESA compliant Microsoft drivers which they introduced in Windows XP. So you have full colors even if you don't have a display driver installed. That's the reason why we have no standby option. So yeah, let's shut down. As you can see, 300 megahertz Pentium 2 is way too slow for XP. Even if you have really literally nothing installed. And you will also see the keyboard is rather shiny. Yeah, I don't know if you also like so we can see it a little bit. Yeah, here. Reflective a little bit. But feels okay. Not, still better than many of the keyboards you find now in new machines. I like that these keys here for navigating around with page up, page down, home and end, insert and delete are here in the same position you find it on a normal PC keyboard and not distributed all around this whole keyboard, like here and everywhere, and F and key combinations and so on. Now it's turned off, and yeah, to plug it in, it connects with this device and it actually blocks the power input, so you don't get in too much power. I don't know, because yeah, so you don't think you have to plug it in as well. And this lever here, when you open this up, we get the connector here opened and free to connect with this connector there. And that's also the reason why there are these holes here. You would then align them. I'm sorry, I get a little bit cold. Yeah, like so. So, and then you would, with this clip it in, and then it's attached. And now you get your tri-spindle notebook as a part to the single spindle. Oh, and this lever here ejects the diskette drive, which I don't know why, if the battery also uses the same connector, because inside we have, can we see that? We can't really see that. Well, In fact, inside there is only this connector which this drive uses and nothing else, nothing like the just the pin connectors for the batteries or something like that. So I don't think you could put in something else in a disk drive. But if the drive fails, it's rather easy to replace. That's cool. And on this base, in fact, you will see the wear and tear of usage, missing feet. The other three are okay, but this one is missing. And not too much of wear, in fact. Looks rather good. Was a good find. So I paid at the end. I gave him 2. So 2 franc. And if you go and watch how much this is in US dollars, it's like 1.92 or something like that. $1.92. So what you would pay here for a Coke or for something to drink, you would pay the same. So it was really very, very cheap. So I don't mind that. Oh, press the wrong button here on my phone. Sorry, it's my first video I make with my new phone. I hope it's a good quality. I hope you enjoyed watching. And I will make a video of it once I have it set up the way I want. I wanted to make a video just for documentation purposes how it was when I first got it. Yeah, just in case you're wondering, this was the Compaq Armada 3500. My name is Gentax, and I hope I'll see you the next time. I hope you enjoyed watching. Bye bye.